Justice for Atatiana Jefferson. She was 28 years old with a big, bright future, and that was taken away on October 12, 2019. On Monday, the former Fort Worth police officer charged in her death heads to trial 3 years later. Our Adriana de Alba walks us through a timeline of what has happened and what took so long to get here.
In the early morning hours of Saturday, October 12, 2019, a neighbor of Atatiana Jefferson called the Fort Worth Police Department's non-emergency line, concerned Jefferson's front door had been opened for hours, something the neighbor called unusual. Responding officers, one of them, Aaron Dean, arrived, admitting they never identified themselves. Body camera video shows the officers going into the backyard, yelling, "Put your hands up." Jefferson, who was at the window, was shot and killed. Later that day, police released a picture of a gun inside the house. The department in a statement saying Officer Dean perceived Jefferson as a threat. But the next day, the community organized a vigil demanding justice for the 28-year-old. At this time, it had come out that Jefferson was babysitting her 8-year-old nephew at the house and grabbed a gun she was legally allowed to have when she heard noises in the backyard. 2 days after the shooting, Dean resigned from the department and was arrested. He was freed within hours on bond. That same day, Fort Worth's police chief spoke publicly for the first time, saying there was, quote, absolutely no excuse for Dean's actions. In the days following, rallies continued in Fort Worth, people demanding not only justice for Jefferson, but also change within the city, including its police department. On October 24, 2019, Atatiana Jefferson was laid to rest. Weeks later, Jefferson's family was planning another funeral. Her father, Marquise, died from a heart attack. His loved ones say he truly suffered from a broken heart after his daughter's death. 2 months later, on December 20th, a grand jury indicted Officer Aaron Dean for murder. After the new year, more tragic news for Jefferson's family. Her mother, Yolanda Carr, passed away in her home where Jefferson was killed. Family said Carr's health had been declining prior to the shooting. In the months after, the world shut down as COVID-19 spread. Trials were delayed. Activists and Jefferson's family gathered outside Fort Worth's criminal courts building to demand Dean go on trial. On September 20th, Dean's trial was scheduled for November 16th. But less than 2 weeks before the trial was set to start, it was pushed back along with the rest of the judge's docket. It was rescheduled again for January of this year, but Dean's defense said 2 essential witnesses weren't available for trial. The trial was pushed to May 16th, but Dean's attorneys argued they had scheduling conflicts and their lead attorney was seriously ill. The trial was rescheduled for June 23rd, but on the day the trial should have been starting, Dean's attorneys were in court, arguing the judge in the case was biased and should be removed. Their request for recusal was granted days later, delaying the trial once again. Dean will now go on trial Monday, December 5th. If convicted, he is facing life in prison.
While we await that trial, Fort Worth city leaders, they're looking to designate 35 West from I-20 to Loop A-20 in Atatiana Jefferson's honor. Now, because of a previous designation on that same road, the city will need to get the Texas legislature to approve that, and lawmakers will reconvene after the new year. Hey, please be sure to stay with us. WFAA will provide live coverage of every moment of this trial. We'll have expert analysis throughout our streaming coverage to help you better understand the legal system, and that will be available on WFAA.com, WFAA Plus, and YouTube.